And I'm back. I'm no way sponsored by Hmong Threads, but these are great, comfy sweaters. I like them a lot. Super dope. Look at that. I love the design. Support your local artists. This is something that I picked up at the Hmong New Year's myself, and I really enjoyed it. But back to our segments. Let's dive into our first one. All right, this is what people came to see, right? Oh my god, this happens every year. Hmong New Year's fights. And they did it at the front. They did it at the front because that line was too goddamn long for them to get inside. So, so they wanted to sell their differences out there, man. What do I think about Hmong fights that happen? Man, happens every year, man. It's a problem, but I mean, what are you gonna do? I don't know what to say. We're a whole different generation now too, so it seems like it shouldn't be a thing anymore, but it still is. And honestly, it's just laughable to see this now. What's my opinion on David Yang? I think he's a great guy. I actually have a really good story to tell with me and this guy. So I think this was about the year after Hmong Music Festival, and we got to see a lot of the old school performers. Let me see if I could find it. I have a whole segment about this ready to go. But yeah, I remember Hmong Music Festival just happened. David Yang performed there, and I believe he also performed at a UC Merced cultural show. That's where I first met him. And before, I believe it was either before or after his performance, he was given a chance to be interviewed by the audience, and some surprising stuff that I liked. I really liked his answers for the interview because he was given questions like, "What do you think you're gonna do as your career? What do you see? Where do you see yourself doing after all this music stuff?" And the way he spoke and talked about his music career and all that was amazing. They asked him, "Do you think this is just a phase, or what do you think? Where do you think you'll be within the next 10 years?" And he said that this is something that he wants to do for the rest of his life. And a lot of the older folks that were there that were interviewing him about that, they looked very they were pretty surprised about his answer like that. They looked, and everyone was giving him all these answers that were like, traditional norms that he was breaking, and it was something that I saw that kind of inspired me too. And I remember after the event, I met him at an after party, and I spoke to him. I was like, "Hey, man, you're fresh off of the Hmong Music Festival. How do you feel about your position within the community?" And back then, he was pretty big, but there were like a lot bigger names than him. And so when I asked him that, he already told me that he saw himself at the top. And that was when I knew this guy's gonna get somewhere. This guy's gonna be something. He's got the talent for it. And that's just my story of him, breaking the barriers of within the community. And I think that was something awesome to see that, people asked him all these questions that were trying to belittle what he was doing. They don't see being a Hmong artist as a career to make money or to have a stable income in life. But David was able to say, this is something that he wants to do for the rest of his life, which is awesome. I think that's why I want to create content. That's why I want to see all this stuff happen. And an answer like that, I don't even know if he remembers that, but that was we took a shot after that because I totally agreed, man. I thought that was awesome. And our next subject for today will also be the Sunisa Lee topic, man. The big controversy about Sunisa Lee dating out of race. And my opinion of it, I think it's totally fine. I don't even think this should be something controversial, but I think she's done big things for our community, and I don't think it's any of the younger generation that gives her any of this hate. It's more like just the old Facebook, like the old community doing it, the older, more traditional people doing it. But I think this quote right here is something that, ooh, is too strong within the community, man. You know, you can't satisfy everybody, and this goes to prove it. When there's a literal role model that is going to, like, I think she was nominated for Sports Illustrated of the year too, right? Sports Illustrated nominee. She won Female Athlete of the Year, and you give her this type of hate just because her boyfriend is black, right? I don't think she even turned off the comments because of how much hate it was. It was ugh, how despicable is the community that we have around us, man. I think, you know, she's performed on Dancing with the Stars, and she's done all this stuff. She's gone to like the Met Gala. She's gone to all these events, man. She's done so much for our community, and the amount of hate she got from the community is just it's unbelievable, man. I think Sunisa, if you're watching, you're doing a great job. You're breaking barriers, making strides. I think you're a huge influence onto everyone in the world. But yeah, for an overall review of the Hmong New Year, I think some strengths and weaknesses about it. Some strengths, it was honestly a great turnout for a post-COVID event, or not post. We're kind of technically we're still in a pandemic, but it was a great turnout for this event, being that it almost didn't happen because of all the rules and regulations of it. And the long lines that people complain about, I believe, is a good thing. It shows that it's a strong community, and it shows that everyone out here is really involved in the community. All the performances wise on the main stage was something that the organizers had to get done with, had to get around. But being able to see all these performers go up and do their thing is still awesome to see. It's a free show, right? So that's something to look forward to. All the competitions and stuff too, I think that was really good. And what is it? You can't give these orgs a hard time. This is one of the biggest organizations there is, and they're doing this while working through all the pandemic stuff. And keep in mind, most of their workers are just volunteers. They're not there getting paid in order to let you into certain events or venues and all that stuff. They're all just volunteers helping out the community, and they're there for 8 or more hours a day just helping out people. So I think all the hard times that everyone's given them about stuff that was going on, it shouldn't have even mattered. But yeah, it was a happy new year at the Hmong New Year's, and I think they did really well. The parade was awesome, and they kept it real simple this year. I think it was very simple to the point where even the OGs liked it because of how traditional it was. They kept it more simple of just having the dances and the competition, and not too much of the more diverse stuff. Yes, of course, I would have loved to seen another hip hop competition that happened at the Hmong New Year's, or even I believe their outdoor sports was really good too. That I heard some the competitions ran really late at night, and you know, but at least we had competitions happen. That's what I'm saying. Other than that, good job at Hmong New Year's this year, y'all. It's not something that I see is so problematic, but no crazy stuff happened. Hmong New Year fights happen all the time. You can't stop them happening, even though people bring their family and friends. There's kids that show up to this thing, and people show up to fight. That's something that's embarrassing, man. But yeah, other than that, hope everyone else's 2022 is going good. Spectacular Hmong New Year thing going on. All the events with the performers. I think these new Hmong celebrities are breaking tides, breaking barriers, showing that these kids can have a career and stuff outside of just the basic norm of stuff. There's too much of a normalization to do regular jobs, and I think these artists and performers, they're really breaking that tide in order to show that, hey, there is more. There you can build a career off this, and or people should not look down upon, right? So anyways, that was my little rant for this content of the month or of the week. Content Moves Friday, something like that. Those are our moves of the month. I think I'll just do a Hmong topic for a month only. And hope everyone has a good 2022. And see you for the next video. Peace.